What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be moving our propagations from our water vessels to some cups. I use our solo cups. You can use nursery cups, whatever you want. These are my favorite because they're cheap and you can put holes in them, and they're easily reusable as well. When you move them, you can just keep that bottom soil in there and just put a new one in there. So I'm going to show you what I do to kind of do all this. I did this one last year, I believe, but who doesn't like a good propagation update and kind of just a refresher right before spring? So let's jump right into it. What you'll need, you need your propagations. So this have been in here for a few weeks. Not all these are completely ready yet, so we're gonna pick and choose which ones we're gonna put in here. I like using a repotting mat for the soil so it doesn't get everywhere. And then I have some Sharpie and some tape as well. And then I have a bag of soil. It's on the ground over here, just a little too big to lift up. And that's all you need. And I have a little knife as well to put some holes in the bottom of these. If you're using a nursery pot, they already have holes, but these solo cups do not. So I'm gonna poke a few holes in the bottom of these and get them labeled, and then we're gonna start. So these usually can snap in together. I'm just gonna leave it flat so you can see everything that I'm working on here. I'm gonna cut up open the soil, and then I'm gonna start putting some soil in these cups. So we're also gonna label these today's date, just so when we're tracking them, we can see how long they've been in here for. Fill the soil up about halfway into these cups, and then I'm gonna take another cup after I put these in and kind of fill it up to the top. I just wanna get that bottom layer, so I don't have to do like 3 different types of soil movements. There we go, we're going for 8. So that's what we're doing. As you can see here, we just have a little bit of soil in there. So what I'm gonna do, set these ones aside for a second. Hope I do not spill them on the ground. As you can see, we have a couple of inches of roots is what we're looking for. So make a little hole in the bottom of here and set that down. You're gonna want a good amount to be able to get put on top here. Grab a second cup, fill it up, and then cover the roots. Because you still want this to sit pretty high in the cup, just because all of the leaves need to be exposed to the sun, so we don't need that shade. So we don't want to put it super far down. Pack the soil here a little bit. Grab a little bit more. All around. Get that packed down. There we go. I'm gonna lightly pack it down on the top. And just like that, we put the pilea in one of our propagation cups here with soil. It's looking really, really good. We don't want to see any exposed roots here on the top, so make sure that's covered. Set this aside and we're gonna water it. We're gonna water all these before we put them in the greenhouse. We got some philodendrons next that we're gonna throw in. This one, the roots are really long, so I'm gonna make a bigger hole in the bottom because we wanna cover all the roots here. It's like this, you're gonna ball them up and just set them inside of here. It's okay if leaves get covered because they're gonna pop out either way eventually, and some of these leaves are right next to the roots, so gotta be careful. I'd rather cover up some new leaves than let the roots be exposed. Just filling this cup up with dirt. Just like that, another one is done. Another big old pilea here. This one is starting to root, which I think it should take just fine. This is one big long stem, so we're just gonna set it in here, grab some dirt. As you can see, this is a very, very easy process. Not bad whatsoever. So if it's your first time, very simple process, very easy. and the plants will yell at you and die if they don't like it, but that's okay because they're propagations, so they were free, and we can just re-put another one in the pot or the little cups and try it over again. I think most of the time they work out just fine though, as long as you're giving them enough sun and make sure to water them enough. You want to keep the soil pretty moist because remember, they were in water for a very long time, so like putting your soil in very dry, you want to keep that soil pretty moist, or at least for the first couple of weeks while it's adapting to be in soil and kind of spreading its roots out and getting some plants down. We have a third one, here we go. Get another philodendron here. Same thing, got some long roots, gonna make a big hole in the bottom. And I recommend buying a big old bag of soil. We've got a 25 quarts here, it's like 11 bucks, which is great. You can buy like the 5 quart ones or 10 quart ones for like $8. I'm like, just spend a couple extra bucks. You get triple the amount of soil. And to be honest, you're gonna probably use it all, and if not, it saves pretty well. And if you don't, just throw it out at the end of the summer. It was 10 bucks for a bag of soil. That will last you a good amount of time, hopefully. I have the Kellogg's Organic, locally made soil here in Minnesota. It's very nice. You can use Miracle Grow as well. It's not a bad one. Their indoor mix is pretty good. We've used that for a couple years. Really liked it. Sometimes the nutrients are a little overpowering. So just remember when you're looking for soil, the nutrients in there, it'll say like added nutrients or whatever. So just be careful of that, because if you're going to be fertilizing your plants, maybe you don't want that nutrients, or if you do, maybe stop fertilizing your plants for a little bit until that nutrients, kind of dilutes a little bit in the soil. Here we go, another one down here and ready to go for some water. Got another pilea that kind of fused together, so we're just gonna put both these in the same one. Another big pilea ready to go. These are mostly going to go to friends probably, just because we have so many of these, but they're cool to do, and I just wanted to show you how to do it as well. And they're pretty cool to look at for a couple weeks while they're growing in the little greenhouse in the office. And maybe we'll bring back the weekly propagation updates, because this is batch 1 of 2026. Okay, I got 4 more here. I'm gonna put 2 in each. They're all just golden pothos. Regular ones are from this big plant right here, which you probably cannot see because it's a little off camera, but it's the big mother pothos here on the side. So let's see how we're gonna do this. Some of these have been in there for a long time. We're gonna go a couple of the younger ones. Throw this one in here. And this one as well. Two big boys in this pot. Let's see here. I'm gonna put these together like this. Let the roots down there a little bit. Snap that root off here because we don't need that one. Let's see. Get these in the middle here as least best we can. Throw them in the middle. One thing with like the pothos and stuff, you want to try to keep them in the middle. At least I do. I think it looks a little bit better. Really doesn't do too much, but yeah, it's for the aesthetics. Just keep filling it up. Sure. Especially for these pothos that have a lot of roots, I'm gonna pack this down pretty good just so it gets more soil. Because these pothos like to grow like crazy. There we go, a big pothos to start the summer off. Put that aside here. Okay, so for these two, I have to clean these up a little bit because there's a couple dead leaves under here. This here. Oh, this one's been in here for a while, as you can see. Rip a couple of these roots off here just so we can get it to grow. There we go. We're gonna try to force it like this. All right, so throw this in here. Same with this one. A lot of roots for this one. Probably would not recommend doing this long without planting them. There we go. Keep packing it. Keep on packing it and packing it. There we go. This one definitely kind of put out to the side, but that's not that bad. Looking really good. I'm gonna clean this up, grab some water, and we're gonna water these down for the first time. You can see how much water they suck up because it is a lot, because this soil is pretty dry, I'm not gonna lie. This is probably from last year, so it is what it is. So we're gonna rehydrate the soil and they will be good to go, and throw them in the greenhouse and watch them grow. Okay, everything's put away. So these are still just the dry ones. So see how much water it takes. This is the first one. Just a little watering can here and a lot of water. This is why we put holes in the bottom of them, because they will start draining out. And you want to go really slow. If you're repotting or doing like propagation or something, go really slow not to disturb the soil, because it is very loose until the water gets saturated in there. So there we go. And just like that, that water is going to start coming out. So we'll give this a second to start leaking. And then we're just going to do that for all of them. And then I'm going to move these to a towel so they can dry out and release all the water they do not need. I just put it in a basket like this, or like a little box, just to keep that water in there. Makes life a lot easier. Like, along with the repotting mat, this for watering, very nice. This is like 10 bucks. Some water dripping, perfect. If you like to bottom water, we usually bottom water. The last few times I've been top watering because it's just been not enough time, but this is really good for bottom watering. You fill it up. That's why there's a little red line here. We can check how much water gets drank by each plant. And we're just gonna keep watering just like this. I'm gonna let it completely drain first. This one's not even starting yet, but the very first one, like this one, was leaking water. I'm gonna put a little bit more water in there because I just want to saturate the entire soil just in case something did get missed. I'd rather have too much water and let it dry out, take a little bit longer to dry out, than not enough water and it starts to die right away. So I would recommend a light faucet, or definitely a little watering can like this will help a lot to not like water too fast and disturb those roots. But you have a few minutes to fully relax a little bit. I have one more bottle I'm gonna put over all of them, and then we're gonna call that good for now, at least, so they are completely saturated in water. That soil, it's gonna be a lot heavier than it was beforehand. And then I'm gonna bottom water a few plants with all this soil, or all this extra water here. I'm gonna throw a couple plants in here later on this afternoon. Kind of gets all that dust away as well, which is very nice. I have some allergies, so definitely helps with some allergies and not sneezing as much. Perfect. We'll give this a second to completely drain out. Then I'm gonna move them over to a little towel to completely dry out, and then we're gonna throw them in the greenhouse. I got myself a little towel here on the side. And we're just gonna let these completely drain. So I've got our plastic folding table as well, because it does not matter too much if this thing gets wet. We can just easily wipe it down. These are probably 3 times as heavy as it was before, which is awesome. You can definitely tell these have been soaked through with water. All that extra water underneath as well. That's what we like to see. Throw my yucca in here later. I think needs some water. It's been a few months. And then once these dry out completely, I'm gonna put them in the greenhouse. I'm gonna show you what that looks like. It's that one from IKEA that we built last year. And it's not, it's like a small little greenhouse. It's very nice. It keeps everything, it looks like a greenhouse, which is awesome, but it's not airtight. It lets air through. So it helps with gnats and some moisture content, which is nice. We're gonna let these completely dry out and then we'll get to the next step. So we got our greenhouse here. This is the one from IKEA. Has the little door on it. So this also has some like little handles that we can put up and prop the door open, which is pretty cute. But these have had some time to dry, so we're gonna throw them in here. This should fit 8, if I do remember from last year. And I really like these red solo cups because they stack really nice in here. And you can do 2 rows, which is great. And since this has windows all the way around, you can kind of put whatever one wherever you want to. All of it gets about the same amount of light, which is fantastic as well. So there we have it. There is our 8 propagations here, planted in soil. Cover this up in the greenhouse. Very nice, very simple. It's gonna be summer here in a few short weeks, so be on the lookout. Get your propagations ready, put them in here. If you want them to start growing real fast for summertime, make sure you're prepping and thinking about what propagations you wanna do. I have to do my next round here soon, so I gotta decide what I wanna do next as well. But if you guys have any questions, please leave them down below. Please let me know. I'd love to answer any of them. Very easy to propagate. Free plants. It's free plants. Just do it if you would like to. They give great gifts. You can move these, give these a couple of weeks. About 4 to 6 weeks or so, I would be able to give these out. Feel comfortable with them not dying right away on somebody. Or if I wanted to move them to like a pot or something, 4 to 6 weeks. Let the roots grasp onto that soil. Get it nice and comfortable with the soil, and you'll be good to go. So you guys have a good one. I'll see you in the next one.